Thank you very much, and welcome back to this one aristocratic channel of ours. And this is MATRIC+NATED specialist. Ensure that you are hitting the subscription button and ensure you are sharing to those who are concerned because of this is very, very important. And today we are going to look into anticipating geography. This is grade 10 and it is term 4 revision. Watch this module up until to the end of it because of the last important aspect. They are the most essential tool of reference in pertaining to the examination. Bear in mind that this is a revision based on the paper which was written last year, November 2023. Okay, let us go the question attaining the answer. It has been answered. And then we talk about the study of geomorphology. So we have said that the study of geomorphology, it is the study of the rocks and how the rocks, different rocks sphere. And then we are given a question to say, study the diagram question number, for example, a 2.1.1, and then we are going to write the answer in the book. The same term may be used for more than one answer. So we are giving instruction, or we are giving the guidelines to ensure that one answer can be the repetition of each other. Based on the picture that it is articulated on our screen, we can see that this is the structure of the earth, and we have said that the earth, it is tilted at 90 degrees. So we must understand that the earth surfaces, it is protected now again, and the layer which is the most important layer outside the earth surface, it is thick and it is called the crust, and the inner side of the earth protection, it is called the mantle. And then we've got the outer core, and below we are having the inner core, just to give an overview. So we must understand that we've got 4 labelings that we must understand, and we must make sure that we can see where do they fit. All right, seeing that we've got a question, and then it says 2.1.1. This layer is semi-molten, about 2,900 kilometers thick. It is called the mantle. Why are we saying the mantle? Because we can see the thickness of it. So can you see that this orange part, it is the mantle, but you can see that the density in terms of the thickness, it is very thick. That is why we are saying that is the mantle. In 2.1.2, a very solid layer, and the depth of this layer varies between 10 kilometer and 70 kilometer. That is a crust in terms of the diameter. So where is the crust? We can see that there is the crust. It is an outside layer of the earth. And then when we see the following question, 2.1.3, this layer extremely hot and solid because of the extreme temperature. We are saying that is an inner core. All right. And then if ever we are moving on, and let us understand that this is important pertaining to what nickel and iron is found in this layer. Where is it found? It is found on the outer core. And then in 2.1.5, this is thicker under the continents and thinner under the ocean. It is called the crust. So we are saying, in comparison, based on the density of the continents, it is thinner under the ocean. So we know that it is a crust. In 2.1.6, the continental plates, they drift on this layer. And which layer is that? They drift on a mantle. Then you get your mark. In 2.1.7, this layer is mostly formed of the granite. The granite now, it is the hard now substances. It is a hard now stone. And we are saying that it is found where? On the crust. You get your 7 mark. Moving in column B with the descriptions in column A, write only the correct letter A to H next to the corresponding question number. And then we are given the statement where in 2.2.1 up until 2.2.8. And then we are saying in 2.2.1, a rock that has been changed by the heat pressure or both, we are saying that is number C, the metamorphic rock. In 2.2.2, an example of the igneous rock, that is number D, the granite. The metamorphic rock, which changes from the granite, we are saying that is number E, where the gneiss. So remember that this is a silent G. That is why I'm not pronouncing it. It is called the gneiss. In 2.2.4, the rock which formed when the grammar cools, it is number F, the igneous rock. In 2.2.5, the rock which forms from the plants and animals that were once alive, that is number B, the sedimentary rock, refer back to the content that we have taught in the lesson. There's no way that we can ask you question. There's no way that in this channel we can ask you question and then we did not answer that. So please refer back to the content that has been given. And then we are saying in 2.2.6, we can see that the remains of plants and animals, we are saying that is number H. We are saying these are the fossil fuel, and we are advised that we must ensure that we protect these fossil fuels because of they reproduce over the billions of years in terms of the time. And then let us understand in 2.2.7, the mountains formed by the comprehension of the sedimentary rock strata during the plate movement. We are saying that is number A, which is called the fold mountain. We are saying that this is the process whereby we are saying the denser the mountain is in terms of the folding, it is dependent on the folding of the mountain due to the erosion that is taking place, and it undercuts to form or to fold the mountain. So we've got varieties of mountain in terms of the height of them, but the mere question it is how these mountains are formed. But we must understand today that is because of the erosion that is taking place, and it undercuts underground, creating the magma, so that when this mountain it is folding, it derives or it creates what we call the height of it. We must understand that. And then if ever we are moving on, we are in 2.2.8, we are saying the bottom part of the fold, that is number G, the anticline. Then you get your marks. I'm sure that you are very, very, very happy with this, and you can see where do we get the marks from, right? And then if ever we are moving on again, we've got to understand in 2.3, the study of the sketch on the continental drift. We have understood the concept based on the continental drift. We are saying that when these continents, they move away from each other based on many factors, which we have explained on our previous module. Now we've got to understand that we are giving the breakup of the Pangaea in terms of A, and then the Larusia in terms of B. So you can see that there was a tectonical movement in terms of the continental drift that has occurred. And then you can see that number C, it have moved. And then we've got a question here, typically some few questions. Question 2.3.1, it says now, what are the plate tectonics? And then in 2.3.2, name the original landmass that existed ago. So we want to know very well, what are the tectonic plates? We must understand that concept very well now. Tectonic plates, this is the theory that describes the Earth's surface as consisting of the several plates that are slowly moving away due to the magma. And then we are saying in 2.3.2, the answer there, it is the Pangaea. So we are talking about the what? The Pangaea there, that is allocated the sketches that we have seen. All right. And then when we are moving on, we need to understand that we've got this question, which is very important. In 2.3.3, we must understand it says, name two land masses formed on the north and the south, respectively, when this large land mass is split. So we go again to the what? To the structure. So we want the land mass at A and B. That is the question, the two land mass. And then let us take the other question so that we answer them simultaneously. And then we are saying 2.3.4, name any two of the present day continents that used to be part of South when the big land mass split. So this is 2.3.3 and 2.3.4. At the north, we are having the place based on the structure, which is Laurasia. And the south, we've got the Gondwana land. And then we are having some continents or the places that they were affected in the present generation based on the movement of these tectonic plates. And number one, we are having South America, Africa, Australia, and Antarctica. So those are the two parts which we've got to choose from. Any of the one that we have chosen, get some marks. All right. And then if ever we are moving on again to this last question here, it says in evidence to prove the theory that the continents were once joined. Remember that we have proved, and I've taught you that it was proved beyond all reasonable doubts to say in the oldest horizon, in terms of the millennium years ago, the continents were congested together, but because of the magma that is happening and all other relevant pieces that they are also practicing on the environment, they caused these continents to be disjointed together. And then we want to know now the pieces of these evidences that it has been asked here. All right, and then let us see the pieces now. And then we are saying we are having 2.3.5. We are saying the east coast of South America fits the west coast of Africa. So there's a puzzle. You can see there's a missing puzzle almost perfectly at 2000. The rock formation, those coastline, South America, India, Africa, and Australia. And then we are having the Lystrosaurus, which could not swim. So we are saying these are the species that would not be able to swim in the water. They are also affected based on these movements of the tectonic plates. Because of where they've moved, it creates an ocean. So we are saying that our food chain can be that is one of the key elements that we must understand. And then if that happens, it can even lead to food insecurity in Africa. And then let us understand that the India and the Artantia, they are these part and parcels which they are fitting on, and then the continents fit like a puzzle. So those are the pieces to discuss based on this question, and that would lead for 8 marks. Last one, we've got a bit of the case study in terms of the infographic on the Hanti equate. The case study was written that here we are given this particular case study, which was written on the 14th August 2021. The magnitude 7.2 equate struck on the American plate lies to the north and the Caribbean plate to the south. The earthquake took place at a conservative plate boundary where the Caribbean plate moved eastwards. The focus was only 10 kilometers deep. So these are the keywords that we need to understand. So the earthquake has occurred, and at the epicenter was 125 kilometers from the capital, Port-au-Prince. The years of exploitation from the outside countries dating back to the enslavement of the island's people after Christopher Columbus arrived in 1441. So we see that there were crumbles of the earthquake based on the what? Based on this statement that is given. So you see that in Haiti, there was a tropical cyclone and there was an earthquake that has occurred that led to the disasters in terms of the 2.4.1. What is an earthquake? And then we need to explain that what is an earthquake. And then in 2.4.2, where in Haiti did the earth know the place? Where exactly did it occur? All right. And then if ever we are moving on, we can see that we are saying that the earthquake, it is a vibration. So ensure that we are using the word vibration in the earth crust. These vibrations are sent in the form of the shock waves from the point in the crust where the faulting and the movement occurs. Then you get your 2 marks. And then where exactly the earthquake took place at a conservative plate boundary where the Caribbean plate moves eastwardly. Okay. And then when we are looking at these questions, the last one here, it says in 2.4.3, according to the article, the focus was only 10 kilometers deep. Define the concept of the focus. So what is key here? It is the focus. So we need to understand now the definition of this letter, and then so that we can get these marks. All right. And then if ever we are moving on, we are saying that now this focus, we are saying the earthquake, it is a point below the earth where the earthquake occurs. We are saying that it is called the focus. That point, it is called the point of right. And then here, the last thing that we need to understand and see, these now explain the negative impacts of this earthquake on the living people close to the epicenter of the earthquake for 4 marks. And then you are asked again, what strategies of the earthquake? So those are the concurrent now question that you need to expect the negative impact of the earthquake based on the what? On the people living there for 4 marks, and what strategies now can be both or can be implemented by the Haiti people to reach. Okay. And then here we are seeing that number one, high fatalities. What it causes the earthquake? It is high fatalities. It means people are dying in densely populated areas, instant loss, people lose their homes, infrastructure is secondary hazards such as fires and mudslides often flow, an earthquake which can cause more fatalities and injuries, and any two now would have been accepted. And then the strategies here, remember that we have said that what are the strategies that we can come up with? We are saying now, number one, setting up an earthquake warning system. Number two, building safer buildings. Number three, establish evacuation routes. Number four, establishment of the first aid station with the volunteers, doctors, and the nurses. And three of them would be correct, and then you are getting all your marks there. So you need to understand that where exactly. So the last now pieces here, remember that this it was out of 60. So we can see now at this structure, we've got the structure here based off the volcano, and then we've got the parasitic cone where the volcano edges. We've got the layer of the lavas, and then there are two layers which we need to understand. We've got the crater, which is at the epicenter, and then we've got the layers of ash and the slide of vent. And we need to understand this concept well, and then we can see that we are having an articulation. What is an active volcano? This is for 2 marks. And then in 2.5.2, identify the type of volcano illustrated, the word illustrated, drawn on the sketch. So those are the 2 questions which are one. So we are saying that an active volcano, it is a volcano that erupts on a regular basis. Then you get your 2 mark. And then what type of the volcano is that? It is a composite volcano. Why we are saying composite volcano? Sometimes it dies out, over time it would start to erupt now. So that is why we need to understand this concept. And then in 2.5.3, give one reason for your answer in 2.5.2 here. Why are you saying that? And then we are having 2.5.4, explain how the side vents of the volcano is formed. So we wanted the what? The formation, and now the reason. Those are the 2 major aspects that we are looking at. And then we are saying we are having the alternating layers of ash and lava as an evidence that it is a composite volcano, and the steep-sided conical peak is there, which I've shown you on the picture there. So the reasons is that the lava solidifies the main vent, causing to block the modern molten lava in the chamber finds new existing slide of the cones. Then you are having there your marks continuously. So we are saying that this is the sketch that we are talking about. And then we are having this particular volcano, and then we've got these sides vent as evident to them. The last question 5, explain the positive economic impact of the volcano in a country. Why the volcano? It is positive in terms of the economy in South Africa. That is what we need. That you need to also subscribe and join on our membership card. Join on our memberships. And then we are saying, number 1, the volcanic soil are fertile and they allow intensive agriculture to take place. So where there is volcanic soil, the agricultural practices, they will be conducive. The higher yields, they lead more to the exports. This can create more jobs in the industry, in the tourist industry. And lastly, the hot springs can be cost for heating houses and tourist module. I hope you are very well. And then ask a relevant question on our comment section. Good luck on your examinations.